Hello, my love. How are you? Okay, let's see what's going on for Saturday, April the 25th. Okay, so with this energy, do know that there's going to be big changes for everyone. Everyone's going to be where they thought they were going to be doing something, they're now going to be making changes. These, again, are coming from you not knowing what is to come. So it's bringing the essence of surprises and things that you just could never have imagined showing up. And as you all know, or whoever, has fallen in love, maybe that was just one of the old days things, but I don't know. But or even like if you get this opportunity that drops in your lap, all these kind of things, when they come out of the blue, it's always so incredibly life altering, because you really weren't holding the space necessarily for believing that this could happen for you. You maybe were focused more on the scarcity of the situation and how maybe you're not going to be able to get out of this, and maybe you don't have it in you to get through this, and you maybe were more focused on the ways that you weren't going to get the jobs done, that you weren't going to get through this, that you were going to be challenged, and weren't making the space for this amazing thing that comes and is exactly what you want. So and the thing is, too, is that if we didn't have these kind of bursts in life, we wouldn't feel the excitement and the fizz of life. We need to come from positions where we're down and out, or have no clue, or in confusion and have no idea what to do. We need to be in those positions for when the answer does come. And then we're like, oh my gosh, I feel so alive. Oh my gosh, I want to make decisions different now. Oh my gosh, I'm full of so much hope. This rebirth can happen. This new thing can happen. Oh my gosh. And if we don't have those things, things just get stale, and you just stay at the same job forever, and you stay in the same patterns forever, and you stay in the same way that, might be comfortable, but there's also something that can become stale. And if it's stale comfortable, there ultimately is a problem, because you are going to get down the line in life and you're going to regret that you weren't more active and that you weren't actually engaging in change that could bring more stimulation or excitement to your life. So today is going to ask you to definitely, like I said, be open to change, but to also kind of go with the flow of where you think you're going to be going. And if you do get pulled and called to go do some other random thing, do it. It's going to be where you're going to just be feeling something, or get this idea out of the blue, or something's going to spark in your mind. Those are the kind of things that you absolutely do need to do. Like if you were like, oh my gosh, I've been thinking I should go do this. It very well would mean that you need to go get and do it right now. Especially because we're still in this connection energy where everything that we really need is coming towards us. The people, the things, the ideas, anything that needs to connect and become something stronger is what is happening in the world, where, even like I was thinking about, out on my hikes, that I hike like once or twice a day, and I see a lot of the same people. And there's some people that I have really strong connections with. Like we definitely see eye to eye. We definitely have this very comfortable, just talking energy, and we always magnetize each other, and we're on this mountain where we could be in all these other places. Like when you really think about it, it's hard to align with people when you're on a mountain with all these different trails and just miles of this stuff that can be going on. Yet, boom, here you are. Boom, here you are. Oh, there they are again. There they are again. But our energies just always attract, and especially even more so for everybody, out in the world right now. You have that thing that I have, that we have here, with the hiking thing, but where you will just organically be drawn to people or put together with people who really are like on your eye to eye and on the same page as you and talking the same things, so that you can feel, even like what's funny with me is I have people that I really connect with out on the trails where we'll just talk, and we're very much where we can like rant. Like, I don't really rant with anybody. And oh no, I do have one friend that I rant with, but I don't really do the ranting thing too much. But the people that I do see on the trail we rant, and in a very positive way, because that's what we talk about. It feels really good to talk about this. It feels really good to be on the same page and be like, yeah, I know, right, yeah. So I do have that with my people that I do hike with, and it is so affirming, because it is like coming together with people and seeing like, yeah, this other vision that we have for things is what a lot of us are still holding. We don't have to buy into this other negative thing going on. And make that what everything is. We can actually come together on the trails and talk positively about the bullshit going down and see how it's going to progress into something better. So understand that the people you need are here to find you easily, effortlessly, quickly, out of the blue, and where it is just like, oh wow, hey, there's a really cool flow here. We can really talk. We really get along. This is really comfortable. My body feels really good around you. Things like that are happening for us. And this is just kind of the next process of rebirthing the new space for us and into these new patterns where we are seeing that these things can happen and that potential is still out there. As a collective, people are now learning that they can trust what is the unknown that is yet to still manifest, and yet be comfortable in this moment not knowing. And that's what nobody has really had before. There's always been this great fear of that. Thus, everybody stays stunted in these lives because they're living like they're like walking with a bowling ball and a chain hanging around their ankle. When you're living that way, because it's keeping you anchored to the past as you worry that you don't got what it takes to handle your future. When you're worrying about all these things, you're believing that you're not going to have a car that's going to get you cross country. You're sitting here worrying that it's going to do this and it's going to do that, and what about that, and what about this? And you can definitely take a journey like that, but there's a better one for us all to take and to awaken to, that if we honor how our bodies feel and the signs we get and the insight and whatever kind of journey it takes, which usually is going to be slow, and that's also going to be meandering. It's going to be slow and meandering. Get used to it. But when we do that, we arrive to these places where we're more empowered to believe that everything is going to go our way, that we are going to be supported, that it is going to work out, that we can take care of ourselves. But again, you don't learn that you can take care of yourselves until you get challenged with having to. So it's like you can take those classes and learn all these defense mechanisms and do all this stuff, but until you're actually challenged with it, you don't really know that you can do it. But when you can do it, boom, your vibration is on a totally, completely different level. And it's the same thing with all the rough things in life, Once you walk them and once you rise to the other side and heal from the huge injustices that were done to you, like you go to a next level. You go to and I just saw this image that was so beautiful. So like if you can imagine like you had this crop, you're basically like you're this plot of land, like you are. And then all the injustices that are done are like people coming and taking away your forest and digging into your soil and doing what they want to do with it. But when you wake to your power and you wake to your truth and you start loving yourself, you then, you discover that your plot of land may be this huge gaping hole now. There's nothing. There's just a shell. Like there's nothing even holding things together because of all that people have stripped of you and stripped of your truth and stripped of how you thought things would be and stripped of your joy. But as you sit there and you finally recognize that you're a big gaping hole, we now, as we learn to love ourselves, we do fill this whole big hole up with gold. And as you love yourself, as you choose for better things, as you believe for better things for yourself, as you go beyond what you've gone for before, you more and more fill it up with gold. And eventually your whole entire thing is filled up with gold. And then you're absolutely delicious. And everybody automatically, energetically wants what you got, wants to be near you, wants to learn from you, wants to share with you, wants to collaborate with you. And this is basically what 2020 is all about. Like that summed it up for us, because we're all recognizing that we're kind of emptier than we thought, and recognizing how empty we are can be very emptying, and it can be depleting, and it can be like you can go into scarcity mode thinking you're too flawed and you're too messed up to get what you want. But ultimately, we always have to recognize that as big as of a hole that was made is how much you can fill it up with gold. And if someone only has a little hole, that's all the gold they can like fill up with and then vibrate. So if you got a really big, huge, gaping hole that's just, paper thin because all has been taken from you, then that's the potential of this incarnation for you to fill completely and utterly up with gold and to shine as this golden being that is here in this golden age to now bring in the new age. That's why the people who bring in the age of Aquarius are the most flawed, and who have made decisions based on their gaping wounds that are also, in the detrimental and not at all holding the position of the true essence of each being. We all have done things that are way beneath us, and it's only because we've been these gaping holes. So recognize that this time is nothing but magic, and now is to really be when we come together with the ideas or the people that really bring us to seeing that we have the potential to fill ourselves with gold, and none of this was actually a mistake. And in this incarnation, we were to be these big gaping holes, to learn from this, to fill ourselves, to heal ourselves, and then to really embody that for the world to follow, knowing that the majority is going to be following. You're a leader if you're doing inner work. You're a leader if you're working to fill up with the gold. And in 2020, more than anything, it's going to show big time. It's going to show in everything. The love's going to come to you. The jobs are going to come to you. The house you need is going to come to you. The things you need are going to come to you, because that love and that golden essence is undeniable in this new 2020 energy. And it's why some people will shine and they'll just lift like hot air balloons, where you're like, how did they do that? How did they do that? How did they rise to that? And it's really just going to be like, there's nothing to question about it, except that person loves himself, and that person believes that they can have anything, and that person believes that they're valuable and they're worth all these good things, and they're worth believing into the unknown, and that they can have what anybody else has had. So we'll more just stand in awe and be like, wow, they love themselves. How totally rad is that? And then our minds get to wondering, wait a minute, how can I do that too? How can I do that too? Because it's all from this inner gold, and it's all from this inner work. And what we do elevates us in ways we could never dream. They're to be beyond our dreams. So I think we're going to stop and end this for the end of the week. This was kind of a beautiful end of the week to me, and it's going to get better. I can feel it. I feel so much electricity and change in this just flip-flopping newness of the stuff to come. So hold those vibrations, hold those visions, see it for yourself, because it is coming true, and you are worth your weight in gold. Perfect. Love you.